All right, let's then get into conversation with CEO and founder Serame Jacobs, who was born in Soweto. He founded Nerves, I hope I'm saying that correctly, International in 2015. In 2017, he was awarded Rising Star of the Year by Standard Bank and was honored for his hard work and determination as a young black entrepreneur. And we'll get into conversation with Serame Jacobs. And Serame, before we even go any further, just give me details of that name. You founded what?
It's Nervous.
Nervous. All right. Good evening to you. How are you?
Evening, my sister. I'm very well, and how are the listeners?
Very well, thank you. So let's start then with what experiences in your life and business really prompted you to write this book?
Yes. This book is more like of my legacy as being an entrepreneur, a young black entrepreneur coming from the streets of Soweto. From the streets of Soweto, it's very impetuous that we all understand that there's an area that we are very disadvantaged. So this book is something that I want to leave as we see that the world is so rapid and things are happening so fast and anything can happen to anyone these days. So you need to leave something more tangible, unlike leaving policies and stuff like that. You need to leave something that will be everlasting. And a book is something that is timeless.
Now, in the book, you spend a lot of time focusing on the concept of purpose. Is that a reflection of what you have gone through trying to find your purpose?
Yes, definitely. Without purpose, you can never have a direction. A direction, you can never have goals in life that you can focus on. So my purpose came to a point where it gave me dedication and determination to actually work hard and create businesses or things that will help eradicate unemployment and also help to make me a person who's economically active,
And some of the items as well that you speak of is things such as time management, planning, self-drive, and so forth.
Yes.
And these are basically common sense, but you really speak about these quite extensively and you reiterate them quite extensively in the book. Is it because you think that people are taking these for granted?
Yes. It's such a cliche that the basic or the fundamentals of being a successful person, we take them for granted, if you do not manage your time, you cannot manage your priorities. So why I went into the fundamentals is that we need to understand that in order for us to do the big things, we need to do the small things. We need to respect the little things. We need to make sure that those basic things, we are crystal clear about them in order to see the bigger picture of where we want to go. So that is why I actually listed these things that are very common to us, but we avoid them more importantly when we go into the business world.
Well, how would you define success?
Yes. My sister, success is something that is very relative. In what sense? In a sense that, it's just like if I say now I want to maybe lose weight, I would start on a daily focus to say that I would want to run maybe a kilometer or two. If I can make it through that kilometer or two, and then tomorrow I increase it to 3 and 4, just by making sure that I reach those daily targets, that is success to me. So predominantly, we always focus on the monetary aspect. I'm not saying that is not important. It's also important that you have a scaling metric that you use like money, but also the tasks that you give yourself in between are also very important, like waking up, making your bed, eating healthy, making sure that you have good relations with other people. That is also what makes us to be successful as people.
That's quite an interesting take on it. Now, some people would argue, Serame, that one can have all the success principles, but without family support, one cannot go far enough. What has been your experience in this regard?
Yes. Like if you went through my book, you would understand that by the time I was over 10 years, I was really an orphan, And when you do not have parents, you do not have that definite support structure to a sense that, your external family, like your aunties and your uncles, they're not really responsible for you. But for them just being on the sidelines cheering for you, that gives you the courage to keep on carrying on. So I can also reiterate what you're saying, that support is very important because it what helps you not to quit in your journey.
So talk to us about your support structure.
My support structure, I'm not going to lie, was my almighty God. Because, when you don't have parents, physical parents, your mother, your father, your granny, the only fallback you have is your belief structure. In my case, I was fortunate enough at a very young age that my granny, before she left the earth, may her soul rest in peace, she taught me a path of Christianity, which led me to God. So when I realized that I do not have physical parents, I started relying more and more into God. But I cannot also deny the fact that I had aunties who were there, our neighbors, as we say that it takes a village to raise a child. We had our neighbors who we actually used to look up to, like big brothers who used to do certain positive things in the community. So I would say even if I did not have that immediate or that direct structure, but I also had people in the sidelines who were also cheering to me, and also my belief structure was also something that grounded me or affirmed me to keep on pushing forward.
Now, in your book, I see that you don't really talk much about the COVID-19 pandemic and the experiences, yet the book was published this year, if I'm not mistaken. But many businesses collapsed during COVID-19 or due to COVID-19. What extent and to what extent really did COVID-19 affect you, your businesses, and writing this book?
Yes. You know what? The funny thing is, even though I did not mention it, but it was one of my biggest inspirations. There's a lot of things that happened that are happening around the world, if I might add, with certain inflation rates going crazy and many other things that are affecting us, politics and all these other things that are affecting us very badly. But I did not want to give a power to the negativity that is happening around us. I wanted to focus on something that will give someone in a dark space positivity. Even if there's your dashboard in every computer, there's also the back office. And normally the IT people never give us access to the back office, but it doesn't mean it's not there, But most importantly, we need the system or the computer to function on the front side. So I did not want to give too much focus on COVID because I know that it has destroyed a lot of businesses. But I want a person, whatever situation that they go through, that when they hold my book, they see the positivity and the strength that they can draw from this world, that there is some light and there's still some purpose for them to keep pushing forward.
So if somebody reads your book, takes your book today or is able to get hold of it, what do you want that person to take away from your book?
Most importantly, I want a person to immediately stand up. I want to cancel procrastination. I want to cancel any negative vibes in their minds. I need someone to use this book as a blueprint or as a manual to keep pushing forward. My book says rise for a meaning. My book says rising because I believe that we are all falling, or we are all fallen. So anyone in any space or in any area of their life, they have fallen in some instances. So I want the people to rise, as the book says, rise.
Yeah, sorry about that. So it is really a book where you want people to get up and do something. How are you hoping you'd be able to change a person's mindset just by them reading your book?
Yeah. If you go into the Bible, it says, whatever a man thinks, so he is. So a mindset is the engine of a person moving forward. No matter what situation you are in, if your mind is not in the right place, you will get flogged. So the mindset is where you begin. And then whatever the mind grasps, the whole anatomy of a person will function positively. So I want to deal with the mind, my sister. And the mind will also give you a clear vision in order for you to keep moving in that storm.
So have you actually done any kind of community engagement? So have you gone into the community, into your own community, to share your experience about what you have put in the book.
Yes. No, thank you for that, my sister. Thank you for that. We actually are the first. I am actually the first individual to bring freight into the township. I am running a tour in Soweto called Bringing Freight to the Township, the Kasi Tour, brought to you by Novus International Freight, where we teach people about the freight business. Because the freight business is an international sector where people are dealing with global commodities where you import goods from all around the world. So we're actually bringing that to the township, to the grassroots level, to the disadvantaged people. So when we teach about freight, I also now start going deep into the experiences that I have written in the book to say that this is why I wrote the book and this is what the book can help you. So I'm very big on community work. I've done a lot of projects in Meadowlands, in Mfolo, all around Soweto. I actually currently have an MOU with the city of Johannesburg currently now, where we're going to be touring around 70 wards, where we're going to be talking about the book and how the book can help impact the people in the disadvantaged areas.
And I mean, we obviously speak about, you being the founder of Novus. What is some of the work that you're doing to give back to the community as well?
Yes. Currently, we have a foundation, which is S. Jacobs Foundation. What S. Jacobs Foundation does, it does pro bono seminars. In the seminars, we actually engage with learners and try to understand where they see the world is going and what are they trying to create in order to better the world. As you know, now we're dealing with global warming, we've dealt with COVID, and we've dealt with all these things that are affecting us directly. So it's very important to go to the young people to actually see what do they want to change in the world in an aspect that won't only be selfish, but will be in an aspect where it changes like the entire global landscape. So I'm doing a lot of township programs, and I'm very active in the township. As I've mentioned before, that I'm also doing a Kasi tour currently, where I'm touring around 70 wards in Soweto.
Do you think you will do a follow-up on this very book at some point, or write another one?
Yes, there will be a second edition. This first edition was like an introduction of who I am and how I got to a space where I am now. So the second edition will be more detailed in the industry that I am in and what are the go-to and what are the tools that you need in order to make it in my industry. So there will be a second edition, definitely.
And how much is it, and where can people get it?
Yeah, it's currently retailing at 250 around Gauteng with a free delivery. And you can also get it on our online store, which is Winter Jacobs. And you can also get it at our office in Isando at 40 Election Avenue, Kempton Park. So those are the two spaces where we are selling the book at.
All right. And for those that would like to get in touch with you, perhaps to get the book in itself, how can they do so?
Okay, and my number is 084 668 5826, and my office number is 011 390 1168.
All right, Serame Jacobs is an author and CEO of Novus. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
No, thank you, ma'am, and thank you to the listeners.
Right, and you've got all the details of how you can get his book. It is called Rise, Adapt a Mindset for Success. You, of course, can give us a call on 0861 987 000. That's 0861 987 000. Tweet us at PowerFM987 at @Tsakoma_.